Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Thaddeus Mitchell podcast and YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about how men ought to refuse to be tamed and how that's going to impact the future generation. And I want to start off by saying a few things about culture in today's modern world as of October 14th, 2022. Culture has cut ties with the natural instincts of life and of biology, it seems to me. I've noticed that there's a proclivity of women out there that are trying to, and I don't think this is intentional, but they're inadvertently emasculating men, trying to gain control over them. And men are just completely unsure of themselves most of the time. And they get upset when there is a actual leader involved in a situation or a leader that is actually in the room. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, to be a leader means to not only measure yourself, well, in Hercules, it says that a hero is measured by the strength, not of his physical strength, but of the strength of his heart. And what that means to me, and what I think we can translate that into, is that the strength of giving direction through wisdom and standing for something, even if it's not the most popular of opinions to stand by. And men have, well, number one, they have not been trained to do this. This is something that I've had to learn on my own personally. And I am now to a point to where I am seeing throughout society, throughout, at least in my culture and my community that I'm in, I'm witnessing in real time these men that are completely incapable of making decisions. Now, I don't know if this seems to be a new phenomenon rather. And the repetitive process is increasing by each week, it seems to me. And this is purely empirical data. So this is all based off of my experience and just where I've been and who I've associated with and all the different kinds of people I've talked to in the world. Now, when it comes to making decisions for men, I think a lot of the times the reason that men have trouble making decisions is because they have not healed their past trauma. Now, everybody has childhood trauma. Everybody has had some form of tragedy befall them in their life. And a lot of men in society are taught to not confront their emotions. Now, I do not always think that it's best for men to express their emotions all the time. I think a man should be more logical than he is emotional, but that does not mean that he should not be emotional. But it is a man's job and a man's sacred duty, I would say, to bring intellectual congruency and wisdom to not only himself, his household, but then extending that in all parts of his life. Now, a woman and her sacred duty would be more to nurture and be the social glue that holds everybody together, that encourages people to feel at peace and have a reasonable, what would you say, a reasonable home like environment wherever she's at, to cultivate a sense of peace. And when a man cannot make decisions, a woman cannot bring that peace. A woman would be incapable to bring that peace because the man has no direction. And so when men and women both come from a background of abuse and associate their experiences or what they're feeling with their trauma without even knowing it, they're actually causing more harm not only to themselves but to the people around them as well. And they're keeping themselves at a lower state of consciousness. So a man with logic provides emotional containment. And though he is contained emotionally for his woman, he is untamable. He is a uncivilized yet graceful human being. And he does not associate emotional containment with loss of spiritual freedom. Likewise, the woman does not associate emotional containment from the man as a loss of protection or a loss of blessings in her life. In fact, a healed woman and a healed man together bring about protection and blessings through emotional containment and stoicism. And so, in men's refusal to be tamed, he helps both men and women all around him arrive to the present moment. And so that, I think, is really what makes an untamable man so valuable. Even if there's not a lot of material wealth, there is so much more value in the heart. And with that being said, those are just a few of my thoughts this evening. But what do you think? I want to know what your experiences are and how you notice these different levels in society changing before our eyes. And with that, I hope you all have a blessed night, and I love you all. Till next time.